We gonna have to be live, man. All right, man. Welcome back to Man Down Sports, man. Full panel today, man. Zoe, Corey. I'm lying. Zoe, Chris, and Lamar, and myself, man. Yeah, man. We got a lot of topics to go through, man. The finals. Game one was last night. It looked like the Nuggets dominated, but the final score didn't really say they dominated, right? You agree with that? Like it was like I don't know, man. Like Jokic didn't have a huge game. Like he was pacing. Jimmy Butler and them, they seem like they never got off the plane. They might have been tired from a 7-game series. I don't know, which is weird, but the game got up to like 20 at some point. But the Heat just kept coming back, and the final score was like, it was like it looked like it was close. And then you take into account some of the things I'm gonna bring up as far as the numbers and all that stuff, man. The Heat might not be in the type of trouble we think they are in. But what did y'all see from the game, though?
Who want to take it first?
Max Strus left his jumper in Miami.
Yeah.
Or Boston, wherever he last had it at. He if he would have hit at least half of his attempts, he probably would have. They probably would have been, because they only lost by what was it, 9,
something like that, 11-9.
Yeah.
Something like that. Close. It was close. It wasn't as bad as it was in the third quarter.
If he hits 3 of those 7 threes that he missed in the first half, that's 9 points accounted for, right? But it was just like, it was a fast game. I watched it was halftime in like 35 minutes. There was no fouls, but at the end of the game, Miami only attempted 2 free throws the whole game.
Correct.
So it was. I don't know if it was because the refs were just letting them play. Or there wasn't really anything to call for real, but it was just a really fastly played game. I don't think we see that again. I think the physicality bumps up in the next couple of games, but that was I think that's my crazy nugget from that game, is that how fast it was and how hands off the refs were.
Yeah, probably the Heat probably beg to differ, because I think they had 2. You said they had 2 free throws. Nuggets had what, 23?
20.
They shot 20.
They shot 20.
They shot 20 of them.
I'm sure that the Heat feel like that number itself is kind of lopsided. I think that now I do think that has something to do with them shooting so many jump shots. Caleb Martin wasn't the Caleb Martin that we saw, for the whole series in Boston. And like Chris said, Strus just was a no-show. If he's not making jumpers like that, then he's going to play himself off the floor. But the thing that I took from it is, like Mel said, the Nuggets looked like they were going to run them out the gym. Honestly, third quarter, it was up a 21-point game. And I'm thinking, okay, is this going to be how the whole series goes? Because if that's the case, then, there's a talent disparity, but I do think that Spo is great at making adjustments. I think that they'll drive to the cup a lot more, because they don't have a real rim protector in Denver at all. They don't have one. They just don't play with one. I think JaMychal Green is on their bench, but he don't see no time on the floor. He would need the closest thing they got to one. So I think it's going to be a better series going forward, because I think, like you said, Miami will bump up the physicality. Stopping that 2-man game with Jokic and Jamal Murray going to be tough no matter what. But you can't let Aaron Gordon come out and score 14 first half points. Like, when you do that, then you kind of setting yourself up, because Joker, like you said, he was kind of passive in the first half. Like, I think he only took like 5 shots in the first half, and they were up like double digits. So I think Miami's going to have to bump up the physicality. They got to drive to the cup. And if they don't do that, then I think we'll see more of the same.
It's weird, because, like, I know we already said the free throw difference between both teams, but if you really look at it, I think that's almost like a 14-point swing if you look at just the attempt shots. So it's like to me, I can't ignore that thing, because, like, I know the refs weren't giving Miami the whistle, and my thing is, especially with Jimmy, he's not a 3-point shooter, so he's trying to get to the rim. And so I'm like, some of these calls, I'm like, yo, where the foul at? And so I think it kind of played into Miami's way of trying to score, because, Bam starting to take fadeaway turnaround shots. I'm like, bro, get to the attack the rim. Like, it's there for you. Like, go get it. And so it's like, I feel like they got in their mind like, yo, these refs ain't calling the call, so why even trying to get these easy buckets? Which my thing is continue to do it. Force them to blow the whistle. Force them to make the calls that they're fouling you, because you can't tell me when you an attacking rim team like Miami, you're going to get fouled pretty much every time you attack the rim, and it's up to the refs to call, blow the whistle. So just don't go away from it. Keep attacking. And I think they were sailing with trying to get the 3-point shots to get back in the game because they weren't getting the calls. And it seemed like they were getting desperate. We're like, well, I guess we're just going to jack up threes to try to close that gap. We're not getting the calls. Let's, try to shrink this lead down. And so I think that's the mindset that it looked like from my point of view of how Miami played it. But I'm actually not worried about Miami. I actually picked them to at least get 2 games. I picked Nuggets in 6, that's just pure off of because Spo is such a great coach, like Zoe said. He's going to coach up. He's going to coach them up, and they just they may not have the talent, but they got something that you can't put on the stat sheet, and that's effort, hard.
It's dogs, man.
Dogs. Yeah. So I mean, that's what's going to keep them in the series. But I'm interested to see how the whistle going to go in game 2, because I'm like,
that whistle is very important, man, and it's crazy because something you mentioned that it seemed like Miami, once they realized how the ref was calling it, they kind of adjusted their game and stopped going to the hole. That's what they did when they lost 3 straight games to Boston. The whistle changed, and Miami was like, okay, we're gonna wait for it to come back our way. We're gonna keep playing. We won't play our game. We won't be going to the hole because we know if we keep going to the hole, they're gonna allow them to do whatever they want to do to us. And that's going to turn into more turnovers. If you look at the turnover game last night, they only had 8. Right, that's not bad. So they only had 8 turnovers.
That's not bad at all.
So they was taking care of the ball. And imagine if they was going to the hole and they were just getting pushed around and they throwing up bad shots. Man, they really got blown out, right? So I think they're letting the game come to them. Jimmy Butler don't mind having a 13-point game because he know. Look, man, it is what it is. We got to wait till it swing our way. And that's what they did against Boston, man. But I got to point out, man, two free throw attempts, that is crazy.
That's crazy.
2 free throw attempts. And some of that was on Miami, some of that was on the refs, because I seen times where Miami one of their guards would come off a high screen and Jokic would switch on them. And the floor is spread, and they got Jokic. They got Jokic on the island that they can go, and they wouldn't attack Jokic. Jokic only had 1 foul.
That's crazy.
He only had 1 foul.
That's crazy.
And this coming from a player that's not that good at defense, who don't move his feet as well. And you got people in Miami that can attack the rim. They're scared to go to the rim and challenge him at the rim because they know if we get contact on that big fella, more than likely we're not gonna get the foul. And the shots that you was mentioning that Bam Adebayo was taking is because Jokic is giving him those shots. Like, he's backing all the way into the paint because he knows
that little 15-foot free throw line extended jump shot. He giving it to him. Yeah,
he giving it to him. So he kind of got to take it. It's an interesting chess match. I think a small adjustment, because Aaron Gordon coming out there and giving them what they gave, 12 points in the first quarter, was real crazy. So if they can make an adjustment where he's not having a mismatch so much, because I think what they're doing is they're letting Bam guard Jokic one-on-one without a double, right? Bam got 4 fouls, right? So a couple of them I'm looking at like, I don't think that was a foul, right? But he got 4 fouls. Jokic only got 1. They're not doubling, and then they're switching as well. And sometimes Aaron Gordon is getting caught with somebody like Gabe Vincent on him. Right? So they just got to figure that out. I think they found something with Hightower when they put Hightower in the game
on defense.
Yeah. He on defense he was always legit. He was long and agile and willing to play the defense. But then he hit some shots last night too. And if he can hit some shots, he can stay in the game.
Yeah, supposed to have to help up his minutes.
Yeah. I think him. I thought we would see Kevin Love. We didn't see Kevin Love much.
I think we will.
I don't know. I think that the injury he had against Boston. I mean, and he's also older, so he might slow down a little bit because he didn't even get in the game last night. So, but I'm also I don't know if you get into this, but I saw that Tyler Hero, he's gonna test out the hand.
Yeah.
So when you see how the whistle went last night, all Tyler got to do is make 3 or 4 them shots or them 3-point shots. And
that'll help.
It's a different game.
That'll help. It ain't gonna help on defense, but I think Caleb Martin probably shot all his bullets out last game. Mm-hmm. I mean, last series. I don't think we're gonna see that type of Caleb Martin, and this is to be perfect, to be able to get Hero his minutes back. Because if Caleb Martin was still performing like he was performing against Boston, now how do you even switch Hero in there and take his minutes?
Yeah, you
it'll be real hard.
You probably have to shrink Duncan to get Tyler Hero in.
Yeah. So here's the question right here. So here's the big stuff right now. Jokic legacy is being mentioned a lot lately, right? And everybody is saying, man, this championship is going to boost his legacy. Where does he rank all time as centers? Where does he rank all time as big men?
Relax.
Okay, well, you say relax. I'm gonna play you what Chris Broussard was saying on ESPN as well, or Fox this morning.
A clothing line.
No, that's not it. Here you go.
He's ahead of Garnett if he wins this championship.
You put him ahead.
Well, hold on. I'm gonna start that over.
Whoa.
I'm gonna start this over.
Hey, you already had us hot, dog.
Whoa.
Yeah, let's get full context because you was about to blow my.
All right, you ready?
Oh, dog.
Are you ready?
All right, go on.
All right, here we go.
He's ahead of Garnett if he wins this championship.
You put him ahead of Garnett?
Yes. Probably Barkley. I love Barkley, but this dude is leading a team to a championship. And his numbers are outrageous. He averages a triple-double.
How about Dirk? No.
He's better than Dirk. If he wins this championship, he's definitely better than Dirk.
Hold on.
I think he's just better than Dirk.
Right,
period.
but the better than is different than higher on the list.
Dirk's got 1 MVP and 1 championship. He'll have 2 MVPs and 1 championship.
But you're not just to count the rings and the totality of the career.
I just think it's game. He's a better rebounder. Dirk wasn't a defender. Dirk scored. He averaged about 8 rebounds a game. Right. But still, honestly. I mean, if Jokic plays that long, he's going to
Right, but that's a different. So if he's close to Dirk, so then he's nipping at D Wade's heels.
Well, that's your list.
No, I'm asking you.
D Wade's got 3 championships, and it was obviously his career was a little shorter than most, but not D Wade. I think Dirk is overrated by a lot of people. He's great, but I would put Jokic ahead of Dirk if he wins this championship, without question.
Durant?
You got Dirk ahead of Barkley and Kevin Garnett?
Yes.
Yeah, he wasn't better than us.
Durant, real quick.
Durant? Oh, not yet.
Okay.
But I think when Jokic's career is all said and done, he'll be ahead of Kevin Durant.
I hope he brushes his teeth and uses some mouthwash after that fellatio job he just did.
Wait, hold on. Chris Broussard. Wait, how long has he been covering the NBA? He's been covering the NBA for a minute, right?
Too long to say some dumb shit like that.
Yeah. Wow. I can't even believe
it got worse and worse and worse. And that was disgusting to hear.
That was disgusting. Perfect word.
Wait. Hold on. So we disagreeing that Jokic will not finish better than the guys he mentioned?
Well, hold on. We got to dissect it a little bit more first before we even get there, right? Because first and foremost, that's why I hate triple doubles. That's why I don't like triple doubles, because people don't really understand what triple doubles mean. And I'm gonna break it down and I'm gonna get out the way, because I get a little wordy and I talk too much, so I'm gonna get out of the way. We got 4 people on the panel. I'm gonna kind of shut up again. So triple doubles for me, right, is all right. So put it this way: if me and Zoe play for 2 different teams, or let's say we play for the same team, me and Zoe play for the same team, and Zoe gets 40 minutes a game and I get 20 minutes a game. right? If Zoe averages 25 in those 40 minutes, it makes sense. 25, you can score. But if I score 25 in 20 minutes, that's way more impressive, right? So I say all that to say this: if you in the NBA, a normal NBA game right now, there's probably between 60 and 90 shots a game per team. Maybe more than that. But let's just round it out and say 100 shots a game.
100 shots.
Right. So let's say you get 100 shots a game. Out of those 100 shots, probably 30 for a good team, 30 to 35 of them are going to be assisted. So you got 35 assists to be had. Who's more than likely going to get those assists? It's going to be whoever your offense is designed to get the assists. So for Utah Jazz, it was Stockton, right? So you have your best scorer in Malone, but you have your point guard being your assist guy, right? So it's Stockton, Malone, or for Michael Jordan, you had Pippen getting assists, Michael Jordan getting the points, but also the triangle offense facilitated for everyone to get assists, right? So it's certain ways that you can do it. What Denver has decided that they're going to design their offense for Jokic to get the assists.
100%.
Right? Everybody's team has at least one player that's getting between 6 and 10 assists a game. And they decided it's going to be Jokic. The only thing that's spectacular to some people about that is that most teams won't design their primary scorer to also get their assists. They're gonna split that up. So when you put one person into that role, into both roles, the numbers are inflated and looks crazy, right? But if you're designed to get them, just like the analogy I use, if Zoe is designed to get the 25 points a game because he's getting 40 minutes and 40 shots a game, yeah, it makes sense for him to make 25. But if I'm getting those assists and I'm not even designed to get them, or if I'm getting those 25 points in less minutes, then that's more impressive. But go ahead though. So the triple doubles don't impress me. I'm impressed by how Jokic play when I watch him play. But there's more. There are more big men that can pass just as good as Jokic, but it wasn't designed for them to get the assists. Divock, Chris Webber were great passers, probably better than Jokic. Sabonis was a great passer. The Sabonis that's playing now is just as good as a passer. Tom Gugliola was a great passer, great ball handler. Dirk was a great passer. Pau Gasol. All the European bigs, for the most part, were great passers, great ball handlers, and could have been exactly what Jokic is right now. But go ahead.
Hey, man, Jokic ain't doing nothing new.
He's not.
You're not.
He ain't doing nothing we ain't seen. Jokic is doing exactly all them European centers and big men you just named off that list. They doing the same exact thing. He's European. You're doing the same game. You ain't reinventing the wheel. You ain't creating a cure for AIDS. So you ain't took care of Magic. You ain't done none of that. You ain't doing. We ain't seen under the sun, pimp. So it's like
I do have a counter to that.
Okay.
I have a counter to that. KG did nothing new. Chris Bosh did nothing new.
Yeah, but nobody is telling the public that Chris Bosh or KG was we've never seen this before. Like we've all said that Tim Duncan. Well, hold on. We've all said that Tim Duncan is the best power forward we ever seen play.
I agree.
Right. So nobody said, "Oh man, look at KG. He's better than Tim Duncan." Nobody said, "Oh man, look at KG. He's better than Wilt."
I'll give you another example.
They're saying that about Jokic. They're saying Jokic is better than KG. Dirk,
they said
Barkley.
it about Giannis too, though, man.
And I gave pushback. I'm giving pushback what pushback is due. Jokic is one of the greats, but if I had to rank centers right now, he wouldn't be in my top 5, and at all he wouldn't be.
First of all, it starts with Kareem and Hakeem. So there's 2 right there.
Why wouldn't he be in your top 5? What eliminates him from your top 5?
Of all time?
Defense.
No. You said
defense.
right now.
No. I said of all time.
I'm thinking you're talking of right now. I'm like,
he's arguably 1 or 2 between him and Embiid right now. Yeah.
It ain't really no argue. He's 2 of 2.
I mean, he could be, but guess what? Guess who could also be better than Jokic if he was in the league and healthy? DeMarcus Cousins could be. Like, I mean,
But these are things we know, though. As
of course.
basketball fans, these are things that we've been talking about for years.
Yeah.
But in the same breath, I've been talking about Jokic for years. It's like, I mean, I get what y'all saying, but it is impressive when the man can't jump over a piece of mail. It is impressive when the man takes 10 seconds to get up court, but he still gets to his shot. He still gets,
Of course.
he still finds the right pass. He still puts his team in position. I get what you mean with the triple doubles. Every triple double don't look good, but his triple doubles actually equivalent to wins.
I don't care. The triple double as a stat itself is not that impressive if everybody make it out to be. Like the explanation Chris Broussard gave, it said his numbers are crazy. He's averaging a triple double. Okay, why is that so impressive? Because how can you not average a triple double if out of the 40 to 50 makes your team is putting in a game, you're making the pass on 75% of those makes. So you're going to get those assists.
Hold on.
Impressive because everybody can't do that and win, man.
Yes, they can if they wanted to. Everybody don't want to do that.
So check it, right?
Luka is attempting to do that. He's losing.
Don't ever bring up
Harden
Luka.
attempted to do that. He lost.
No. James Harden won for 4 straight years. The only thing that stopped him was
he didn't
KD.
even touch the championship.
He was in the Western Conference Finals in the Game 7 against an unbeatable team.
But he didn't make it to the championship. Jokic is in the championship.
But he didn't make it to. Go ahead, Zoe. He didn't make it to the championship because Golden State was supposed to get those wins. Golden State got cheated for so much. It's ridiculous. But go ahead, Zoe.
Yeah, like I don't want to turn this into a bash Joker session because I think he's a skill big. Like he said, dude can't jump over a phone book, but he manages to put up those numbers. The reason behind that is because he's intelligent. He has great basketball IQ. They put the right pieces around him, and they gave him the keys to that offense. They gave it to him. He has the keys to the offense. He makes better decisions than a lot of dudes that they give the keys to the offense to, and I can give him credit for that. But in the first couple of years, they had Nurkic and Jokic, and when he started, he averaged 10 points and 2 rebounds a game because he didn't have the keys to the offense. He's been skilled, but once you give somebody like that and you put the pieces around him like Jamal Murray, when you get those pieces and you make right decisions, eventually you get there. You can't say other dudes been doing it and they didn't make it to the championship. This is the first time they made it to the finals. In 15, they didn't do that. Now, I'm not taking nothing away from him. He's skilled. I don't think we've seen a dude this less athletic. I guess I can give him that, be able to do stuff like this. But, we've seen big dude passes. You know what I'm saying? We've seen it before. It's not taking nothing away from him. It's just saying what it is. And when you start putting up against people who had 15, 20-year careers who dominated their team, went to other teams, won rings, defensive teams, all stuff like that, you putting the horse before the cart. Let this man finish his career before you start comparing him to dudes who we know got certified pedigree in the NBA on both sides of the ball. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I mean that the KG and the Dirk, I come on, bro, that was just outrageous.
It's crazy.
My thing about it like this, like, so if we going by the criteria that was just displayed, right? Let's take Russell Westbrook, for example. Westbrook is the triple-double king, right?
Right.
Does that make him better than Oscar? Does that make him better than Magic? Does that make it even him better than Steph?
Some people, to people like Chris Broussard, yeah. I mean, because it got him top 75. It got him MVP. It got him a lot of things, man. Like he gave him top 75, and they didn't give it to Kyrie or Dwight. So it got him something.
But would you put Russell Westbrook in your greatest of all, like Chris Broussard was doing, comparing them to the point? Me neither.
No, I'm not saying he's better than Magic. He's better than Oscar. He's better than John. Exactly. He's better than. And I'm gonna be honest with you, he's not even better than Rondo.
I don't think so either. That's just me.
Hey man, loving triple doubles is like saying you love crypto money over real money.
Yeah. or saying you love BBLs over the real natural, baby. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Food.
But there is like you said, Mel, it's a difference when you actually watching him play and he put up that triple dub. You be like, well, damn, that's the actual good triple dub. You get what I'm saying? It's just I can't. If I was Jokic, right, I'll be like, man, I can't help that. I'm really getting the keys to the offense to do everything. I can't help that.
It's no knock against him. I'm just not about to jump out of my chair and write home and call home because somebody got a triple. Like that's what people do. They look at a triple double and be like, oh my God, it's amazing. Yeah. No, that's not what the triple double is. Not that amazing of a stat. I'm more impressed by 50, 40, 90.
Oh,
50, 40, 40, 90 is harder than a triple double. I'm more impressed by that. You 50, 40, 90 for a whole 82 game season. That's more impressive than averaging a triple double because I can design I can design my offense for you to get 10 assists. I can't design my offense for you to shoot 50, 40, 90. That's all on you.
That's all on
how many people in the league are playing 70 games? I'm not even gonna say a full 82. How many people in the league are playing 70 games and putting up a 50, 40, 90? He didn't even do that.
It's happened. Happened.
What I'm saying is that's probably I agree with you. It's probably the hardest thing to do because not only you could do that and play 30 games. You get what I'm saying? You could do that and play 40 games. But
yeah, that's true.
Hey,
when you actually playing the full season and you doing that, I think that shows more. It holds more value behind it. You know what I mean?
Right.
But there are people who have done it.
Yeah. But it's rare. That's the whole point. It's very rare. Yeah.
And
it's very rare.
The fact that he say that when it's all said and done that he'll be better than Kevin Durant, that was disrespectful.
I say this and then I let Lamar go because he had something he wanted to say. But I say this: when people say stuff like that, like, you like you'll be better than this guy after your career is done. Like if you're not better than me now, just because you accomplish, I think it's different statements, right? Accomplishing more than somebody is one thing, but that don't make you better than me. You get what I'm saying? Like I've already formed my conclusion. We've seen Kevin Durant's peak, so we can we ain't got to wait till his career's over. We've seen his peak. We're seeing Jokic peak now. Now, if you take both of those individual games and say which one is better, I'm going to say Kevin Durant. So, in my opinion, Jokic would never be better than Kevin Durant. Now, will he put more stuff on his resume?
Maybe
that make him have a better career than Kevin Durant? Yes, but that's not the same thing as saying he's better. And I think that's where people like Chris Broussard get it mixed up. Go ahead, Mark.
Yeah, I agree. No, I was just look, and you broke it down how they use Jokic out there in Denver, but maybe it's just me being a traditionalist basketball player. You got a point guard, Jamal Murray, that put up 10 assists in the game.
He did last night.
He can do it just fine. It's not when you make Jokic bring up a run the ball. He's slow, so he's about to slow your pace down. Like they're not getting. 9 fast break points last night, but they're not a fast break team. And I'm not saying you have to be a fast break team, but it's almost non-existent because you want to run it through Jokic. You got a point guard that he got 10 assists. He can do it.
Now, and I'm with you 100%. And that used to be my argument, even as recent as last month, right? However, when you win a championship, whatever you did to win that championship gets validated,
Absolutely.
right? So they gotta win it. So with Jokic doing what he's doing, hey, look, I don't like it. I'm with you, Lamar. I wouldn't have my big man running point, but if you go win that way, great. Just like LeBron was able to win doing what Luka is doing now. LeBron did it.
Gotta win though, because I think to me it's hella pressure. I think they definitely got more pressure than the Heat in this series. Heat. Who said anybody? Anybody up here said that he was gonna be there?
The Heat playing with house money. They was the AFC. They almost lost. They almost lost in the second playing. So at the end of the day, whatever they've accomplished, even if they get swept, they'll be taught. But at the end of the day, they weren't supposed to be here anyway. So it is what it is. Denver, on the other hand, has been a number 1 seed for like the past couple of years, or at least top 2 seed, and haven't made it to the finals until just now.
And Jokic was getting bumped out in the second round as MVP.
And still averaging triple doubles, and that is the thing. So,
and I ain't trying to hear about Jamal Murray went there and Michael Porter. Okay, well they here now, so no more excuses now. You gotta win. You gotta win.
And that whole excuse of he didn't win because he didn't have no help, and they start saying that he had what's the little point guard that he had, the little foreign guy. And I'm like, man, y'all gonna act like DeMarcus Cousins wasn't on this bench and Aaron Gordon wasn't in this starting lineup. Are we serious, man? Like, you know, exactly. I know Jamal Murray and Michael Porter are big pieces. They're his number 2 and number 3, but let's not act like he didn't have nobody.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So, but nah, I mean that is what it is, man. But the next thing I wanted to get to, because I don't even know if y'all know, but Adam Silver, he got asked about it. Y'all probably heard it. I'll play it for the audience, but. It don't look good for Ja. I'm gonna play what Adam Silver said, and I'm gonna let y'all dissect that thing. I go last.
So in assessing what discipline is appropriate, if that's the case, we look at both the history of prior acts, but then we look at the individual player's history as well. And so and the seriousness, of course, of the conduct. So those are all things that get factored. It's not an exact science. It comes down to judgment at the end of the day, on the part of me and my colleagues in the league office. In terms of the timing, we've uncovered a fair amount of additional information. I think since I was still asked about the situation, I would say we probably could have brought it to a head now, but we made the decision, and I believe the Players Association agrees with us, that it would be unfair to these players and these teams in the middle of the series to announce the results of that investigation. And given that we're, of course, in the off season, he has now been suspended by the Memphis Grizzlies indefinitely, and so nothing would have changed anyway in the next few weeks. It seemed better to park that at the moment, at least any public announcement. And my sense now is that shortly after the conclusion of the finals.
Hey, he sounds like a district attorney. Yeah. This message, he about to fry this man.
Yeah. What was the key words y'all heard? For me, it was
additional information. Additional information.
I was in the Navy. That sounds like a mass case.
Yeah. So who's going first? I want to hear it. I want to hear.
Let me get this. Go ahead. Oh my God. If it ain't at least 50, I don't want it. If it ain't at least 50, I don't want it. He said it right there, bro. A fair amount of additional information. Woo, they done uncovered some dirt. And I respect them so much. You know, you don't want to take away from the amazing series that we're gonna have, or that we're in the middle of right now. Because that's gonna definitely sweep the airwaves as far as, you know, the talks in the mornings and whatnot.
Facts.
But because we only have the information that we already knew that was given to us. The 2 times on Instagram, the club, the team, the Foot Locker, that was the stuff that we already knew, right? But to say additional information is like, okay, so now are there other criminal reports? What? And now you're like, you're drooling trying to figure out what is. And the way he said, he was like, you know, he's already been suspended indefinitely by the Memphis Grizzlies, and nothing would have changed. They about to Friday fish fry this boy.
Oh yeah.
Hey, go ahead, Zoe.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's looking real bad for old Demetrius.
Demetrius Jamel.
It's looking bad for the boy, man. I mean, in as much as I don't like seeing brothers lose opportunity, I don't like seeing brothers lose their money. Like, this is a Ja thing. He got to be better. He got to be smarter, and he set himself up. He had to know that if you the first person to do it in a long time, because we had the Gilbert Arenas, Javaris Crittenton stuff back in the day. But if you the first person to do it in a long time, okay, they gave you a slap on the wrist the first time. What, 8 game? Pop Morant. They gave you 8. What did they give him last time? 8 games, and he went to count.
It was 8 games, and it was time served, so it was really 2.
Yeah, it was really 2. So at the end of the day, now that you've done pretty much the same exact thing, counting the Foot Locker incident, counting you threatening the boy who's messing with your sister, and all this other stuff, and whatever additional information District Attorney Adam Silver has, then what you gonna? I was talking to my son about it, man. Half of the season is the minimum in my eyes. Like if he don't chop his, that's a low. That's them being generous. I'm thinking they might suspend him for the whole year though.
That's what I want. That's what I want.
It might happen. I'm just hearing that and knowing that this is a repeat offender with the same stuff and the culture that guns bring to public media. NBA a brand at the end of the day. They don't care about nothing about how this brand looks. And if you got one of their biggest stars constantly flashing pistols online, listening to the type of music that he quote unquote listen to, like they gonna make an example out of you. They're about to make an example out of the boy Ja.
Big time.
What do y'all say to the people that still say, because there's still people out there that say, man, this is unfair. This is because he's black. He didn't commit a crime. He has a right to bear arms and all that stuff.
He does.
Can I real quick?
Nah, let Mark take that one.
All right, go ahead.
No, real. I mean, I make no bones about it. I exercise my Second Amendment right. You have that right. But the thing of the matter is, you're not supposed to be, brandishing it for no reason. That's against laws. I mean, and some real shit. That my thing is and like sincere, it's the aesthetics of it. This isn't Ja's NBA league. He's not the owner of any team. He's not, he doesn't have that power structure to make those type of actions. But even if he did, there'd probably still be some consequences. But you got to follow those rules and regulations that they set up as soon as you keep taking these checks from these NBA teams. Right. They have parameters. That's the fact of the matter is. And it does have something to do with the image. Like Zoe said, they trying to sell a brand. And real talk, you said a year, I wouldn't be surprised if it was a year. Adam Silver is tired of Ja pooping on him, bruh.
Yeah.
He's tired of it.
Yeah.
He's embarrassing him in public eyes because you made the apology the first time, and then it's like, all right, cool. We gonna rock with you. Then you did it again. Now you just like F with it. Yeah, so Adam Silver like, yo, we didn't went above and beyond for you, bro, and you do this to me? Like, come on, dog. So now that you got additional information, he's like, oh, you really pooping on me, bro.
Let me speak on that additional information. Because remember that first investigation? First and foremost, we knew that was some BS anyway. There's no way you on a away game and you have a gun that's yours in a nightclub that you didn't travel with. You get what I'm saying? There's no way, right? I mean, I guess the only way it could be if you knew somebody in that city that brought the gun to you, but that's probably likely not. Yeah, they was in Denver. That was likely not the case.
Yeah.
So that first investigation was we go protect our investment. We're going to protect our player. We're going to keep him out of trouble. Just like all the investigations they did. The investigation of the Red Beam in Indiana, right? I'm pretty sure it's cameras all over that arena. They didn't look deep enough to find anything. No. You don't have people as good as the NBA have. Because they got people that's like FBI level people that work.
Absolutely.
They don't do an investigation and not find nothing unless they didn't want to find nothing. Right? They came back with nothing to substantiate. The little boy that he beat up at his house, nothing came from that investigation. Nothing that they can substantiate the case. The incident at the mall, nothing came back. These allegations don't keep happening and people investigating and not finding anything. So what that tells me is that they went into the investigation just to check a box, but they came back with the order that you're not going to find anything because they didn't want Ja to get in trouble, right?
Exactly.
So they looked out for him, and what did he end up doing?
Spitting in their face.
They spit in their face. I think he lied about going to that treatment facility. I think he really didn't go nowhere, right? And I think that everything that they were supposed to find in those first investigations, they said do a real one this time, and then they found enough stuff to throw the book at him, right? So you're going to see things come out, right? When they announce this thing, that's what I'm expecting, or the NBA go do the same thing they did the first time and they did an investigation and said don't find anything.
I don't know. It don't look good for bro. Don't look good for him, man. I mean, I hope, like Lamar said it best, man. At the end of the day, when you sign that contract and you got you paying these people money, I mean, you spending these people money. Yeah, you're young. Trust me, I understand. And I understand anybody who chooses to exercise their right to bear arms. But at the end of the day, they don't have people our age in their age group to where you say you don't pull a gun unless you plan on using it. That's what I was taught. That's what I was taught at a very, very young age. And they don't have that no more. That's what the young dudes do. They flash their pistols on videos and their Instagram. Yep. You ain't got to do that, especially if you really buy it, because I don't want to pull mine out. But if I do, just get out of the way. Yeah. You know what I mean? Better go.
And look, and the type of people we hung around, they would have clowned us for trying to even be like, if we went, you know what I mean? Like, especially when we went to the military and we come home. And,
trying to flash
we try to act like we trying to, you know, man, bro, if you don't like people, like my homeboys would have clowned me. The dude, you a square, man. You in the military with a career. Stop it, man. Stop it. You know what I mean? I come down there try to daggone smoke weed, get on IG and flash a gun. You know what I mean? Come on, man.
What are you doing? You look like a clown. They gonna call you a clown.
I remember I had a whole bulletproof vest in my trunk one.
Did you have the G unit joint? Did you have the G unit joint?
Man, bro, those were some of the lamest days of my life, man. Like, come on, man. Like, seriously, man. Like, what was I thinking? But you know, I mean, dog, I'm glad IG didn't exist because I don't know, who knows? I probably would have threw it on and went on IG. I don't know, man. Yeah, but that's not crazy. But yeah, I'm expecting nothing good from this, man. I'm expecting. Man, it could be as less as 25. It's not gonna be another 8 to 10 game one. Oh, no. Because Adam Silver said what we take in consideration is the history of the player, the history. Are you a repeat offender, and how serious the case is.
Yep.
And in both those cases, he checked all 3 boxes. He has a history as a player because they've been investigating him over a year for 4 different incidents, right? Right. And then the repeat offender, just 3 weeks ago, just 3 weeks prior, he did the same exact thing. And then the case is serious. So all 3 checks in the box.
Check and check.
Check and check. Like I mean, they gotta fry him. They're gonna fry him, man. They're gonna fry you, bro.
Hey, can we all right? We love our people. Let's stop making excuses for bruh.
Yeah, please, because that's why he in this situation now, because we made excuses for him the first time.
Exactly. We gotta stop enabling them. We gotta stop enabling.
Thank you, Zoe. That's really that messed up mentality about us sometimes where we let it go. Like that ain't,
bro. You gotta be smarter. You the investment, bro. You are the investment. Yeah. Nobody listen, man. Like I was watching some of this. I got stuck down.
Wait, what happened on Pulp Fiction?
Big Raves.
Oh man,
Big Raves, no,
not like this.
They about to do them. They about to do them bad, man. They about to do them bad.
Hey, I hate you. I can't stand it.
You wild guy. Yeah.
Oh man. Any more meat left on this bone, man? Should we move on?
Nah, Ja, man. I mean, at the end of the day, first I was like, man, surround yourself around better people. But at the end of the day, you got to make better decisions. This is on you.
Hey, man, the problem is some of his people doing it too. I got to speak on that too. Some of his people in his circle ain't got your best interest, and I hate to say it, some of it's your family too. Why is your mama calling you for up to the mall? What's she calling you for? Don't she got a husband?
You better call 911.
You better call Tyrone or somebody.
Yeah.
What happened to protecting the investment? In my mind, the person who is the breadwinner for the family,
man,
you don't touch nothing. You don't get involved in nothing. You you continue doing whatever it is you do to protect everybody else. There's people for that.
There's always people for that. There's always people for that.
There's always people for that. Like, you ain't the person you need to be involved in any of it. You shouldn't even have to carry a gun. If you feel that your life is in danger, or whatever the case may be, hire security. Or if you don't want to hire security, make your homeboys or your cousins them a security company and have them carry.
Thank you.
Never have to carry no pistols, bro.
He wants to be the talent. He wants to be the talent and the muscle. If this was the movie Bodyguard, he wants to be Whitney Houston and Kevin Costner at the same time. Yeah.
Yo, you wild. You wild.
There's just no reason for it. No reason. Protect them.
And it ain't the music. Like, we old enough to live at the beginning of gangster rap.
Nah, Lamar, it's the music.
Nah.
It's the music. It's the. I wanted to hear that NBA YoungBoy song. It's a parade inside of my city. Yeah, I was like, man, he keeps saying that. I want to hear the song. I listened to the song and I almost went and committed a 187. I just have to listen to the song one time.
Hey man, come on. We lived through gangster rap, trap music era. We ain't never wanted just. Come on, man. Shooter and the driver. Hey, man, come on. Let's go. Come on.
Yeah. Listen.
We better get
in, man. It's just, I tried to explain it because people still try to defend it, right? I tried to explain it to them like, it's a job, right? So say, for instance, my job, I'm in Cali, right? Where marijuana is legal. So I could smoke it. So like, I could smoke it if I wanted to. Exactly, because it's legal where I'm at, right? But my job says that I cannot smoke marijuana.
Right.
So if I'm posting that I got blunts in my hand, or I got a bag of a kush sitting right here, or whatever, I'm posting all that on live. What makes you think I'm not gonna get called in my next day at work for a piss test?
Absolutely.
You might be allowed to have the gun.
Hey, Mr. LaCour,
right?
how you doing today?
You got a random today.
Yeah. Go ahead, take that with you.
So you might be allowed to. You might be allowed to carry the gun. You might have a CCW. You might have all the licensing you need. But because your job says that you can't do this, and it actually says it in the code of conduct, which is what he keeps violating. Mm-hmm. So if your job, because it might be Memphis Grizzlies really on the check, but that money still ties back into the NBA. The NBA is the NBA is your company, and the Memphis Grizzlies is your subsidiary. So all that is still your job. Adam Silver and the league office is still your boss.
NBA's forever job is a moment.
And you out here breaking code of conduct regularly. And now there's additional information, which probably is of you breaking code of conduct even more.
Yeah.
Like if you don't get at least 50 games, because that's what the original suspension the first time, because bringing a gun on team playing or team traveling facilities and stuff like that, the minimum suspension, the verbiage was like 50 games. The minimum was 50 games.
What did Gilbert get?
Probably 50
definitely.
He got indefinitely. Javaris Critton got that indefinitely, and then they told him he couldn't come back the next season. Then he just started thugging for real after that. Like he was out there with the Crips and everything. But you know, and so he's gonna get he's gonna feel it. He's gonna feel it.
I feel like it's gonna be it's got to be at least a year. Like we're not.
And it's for his own good because they're trying to prevent a Javaris Critton type of situation or Aaron Hernandez situation.
Mm-hmm.
Look, man, if you really telling us you're thugging it like that, because we ignored all the gang signs you was throwing up during the game when you hit a three, we ignored all the gun signs you was throwing up, we ignored the actual gun that you brandish, we ignored the fights you tried to get in, and then we pretended to investigate all the incidences where you flash guns at the 17-year-old or at the Indiana Pacers. We ignored all that stuff because we didn't really think you was thugging it in the streets like that. But you keep telling us you are by your actions. So I have to treat you like either you are or you're very close to being there. And we've seen situations, like I said, Aaron Hernandez, Javaris Crittenton, and we trying to prevent that. And the NBA, they got a right to do that, man. So everybody should just get out their way and let them do their thing, man. All right, Undisputed, man. They Skip and Shannon Sharpe. You know what I mean? Kwame Brown call him Dracula face. So Shannon Sharpe and Dracula face are breaking up. Yeah, and it's a long time coming. A lot of people saw it coming. I saw it coming. You can't keep disrespecting a dude like that on national TV and think that relationship is going to go on. And you know, they just had a lot of blow-ups. But what do y'all think the real reason is why he didn't even wait for the end of his contract and he just accepted a buyout?
I think the reason is twofold. I think Club Shay Shay is probably about to get a bag from somewhere else, not FS1. But I think the real, I mean, we saw the writing on the wall with the whole Tom Brady disrespect. Like, we said it on here. We was talking about it like, yo, man, stop letting this dude talk to you like that. Like, stop letting this dude talk to you like that. And I think that was the beginning of the end. I think if he had any questions in his mind whether the relationship was genuine, if you want to embarrass your homie like that on national television, then he ain't your homie. Simple as that. He's not. He's gonna talk to you like he feels like he's superior, and that's what he did to Shannon. At the end of the day, you got to be smarter and you got to make the moves that's best for you. And I think that he's built himself a platform with his podcast to where he no longer needed Skip Bayless. And at the end of the day, I think he is definitely I think it's long overdue. I think he should. I would have, man. Listen, if me and him ain't throw hands after that episode, then I would have been gone. Then that means that was my last episode, one of the two.
I didn't know, and I should have known this, but when you were working for ESPN and Fox, and then you go out and start your own podcast, I didn't know that the network actually owned them. Like the Kendrick Perkins, the Swagoo and Perk podcast, that's owned by ESPN. Stephen A. Smith podcast is owned by ESPN.
What it is,
Club Shay Shay is owned by Fox.
Yeah, what it is they feel like they help build your personality, the personality that you have. So anything that you do outside of them is not your own. And that's crazy. That's crazy to me, number one, because, you know, at the end of the day, ESPN ain't paying for these writers. I'm using my check to do it. They paying for the equipment, the editing, and all that stuff. But they own a percentage because of the fact that they put you on TV first.
Well, in the buyout, they said that, you know, he's taking his podcast with him. So hopefully it's like a clean break, because when you look at how he started interviewing ball players first, and then all of a sudden he's getting Candy Burris on there, and you know, people that's just like, there's nobody else at Fox. Colin Cowherd or Skip Bayless. Skip Bayless had his podcast for almost a year. He can't get not one guest. Nobody likes that little short Dracula face man. Like, he can't get not one guest. He keep inviting Charles Barkley on there for a debate. Why don't you come on my podcast? He won't even do it. Lil Wayne's supposed to be his best friend. I don't even think Lil Wayne even went on there yet. He can't get a guest at all. And he done invited several people publicly. But here it is. Everybody coming up in Club Shay Shay. It's like the Boom Boom Room.
We're gonna Boom Boom Room.
I think it was long overdue. I would have left after that Tom Brady episode, because Skip has been disrespecting him for a while, and the thing I don't like is somebody with no credentials disrespecting the Hall of Fame champion tight end, somebody who's been in the sports world. Like, even though it's not basketball, I was still.
Skip built
like what?
Built Fox Sports.
Nobody watches Undisputed for Skip Bayless.
Yeah, they do. Like, I mean, you gotta give him credit for that. Like, even though he's trash and Colin Cowherd is trash, people watch because they know they go say something dumb and they want to
clicks, likes.
Yeah, they know. Yeah,
okay.
so he's an antagonist. So
Yes.
people there's no doubt about it. Skip Bayless built Fox Sports.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Because he's the personality.
But Shannon surpassed him. That's the fact.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
And
definitely.
I'm glad he broke off. And now, so here's my thing about this, right? So remember, Mel, me and you were talking about like how these people, they say things before they get into the position at the end, and then they start saying different stuff. So like we heard the clip where he was a Kobe fan. He went crazy for Kobe. And then he got hired, and then he started going crazy for LeBron. I'm wondering if him getting this clean break changes the way he sounds as far as his support now.
That is a good
For LeBron, nah, because him and LeBron real friends now.
No, but I'm saying, like, does this mean now you can still say what you want about LeBron, but does this now mean that you're gonna have more even keeled takes to the rest of the league? Because now you don't have somebody telling you what you have to say.
I honestly think whatever he does next will be beyond sports, because the way Club Shay Shay is doing, like I don't know when. Like the last 5 guests has not had anything to do with sports.
Tabitha Brown was a guest on there. I don't know if y'all know who that is, but yeah, she was like, it's so far away removed from anything sports related that I think that's the direction he might be trying to go into anyway.
Yeah, his personality is huge, man. So it might be beyond sports, or he might niche down and just go back to his roots and call a football game or or something like that. I rather hear, like, a lot of people want to hear Tony Romo talk because his X's and O game is nice. But imagine hearing Shannon Sharpe on a broadcast with that personality and his knowledge. It'll be amazing.
That's true.
Amazing. So so either he's going beyond sports or he's going to niche down. So you won't hear much basketball talk with him no more, and he don't need the cap for the GOAT no more and all that stuff. And that might be done. So yeah.
Now it's interesting because I think this is going to really be telling of how much does he own of his podcast. I know that when you start these shows with Fox and ESPN, that they do have the rights to your podcast, but I wonder if he has the rights to the name of the podcast, and if he's going to be able to actually continue Club Shay Shay, because I'm not saying that his viewers are still going to be his viewers, whether if he changed the name or not. But to me, it how much does he really own of that? But look, I owe Shannon an apology because I'm like, bro, what do you? I honestly, real talk. That Tom Brady episode was the last time I watched Undisputed. I haven't seen it since, like, for real, because I just thought that was so disrespectful, and I was kind of irritated with Shannon. I'm like, yo, man, get off the set and just be like, yo, Shay Shay is doing his thing. You've been popping for a minute, even outside of this Undisputed show. Like you don't need this old little skeletal or biology skeleton dude. Like you can just go ahead and. But I owe him an apology because he saw it in the long run. Because he got something, he definitely got something cooked up. So
he was cooking the whole time. He was cooking, and I thought, I thought, man, come on, man. He went back like John Coffey and just, I mean, like, he had something cooking.
You're right. That's what it looked like. It looked like, oh man.
So I owe you an apology, Shannon. If you ever see this, and when I said it, my bad, dog, I was tripping. I finally see your plan, because is why it's like. Why get emotional in that moment and just storm off when let me finish the plan that I got brewing, and then I can go ahead and bounce on my terms, and it feels so much better because it's on my terms, and I'm about to go on to something even bigger and better, and watch your views drop, pimp. Ooh, there you go, right there.
Is there anybody that Skip can get? Because I didn't know him and Rob Parker was still good friends. So is there anybody other than Rob Parker? Because that seemed like the obvious, Rob Parker might do it. But is there anybody else?
But I don't know. That's Sometimes Rob be saying some wild shit too. Where
and I think that Skip has enough creative control over Undisputed to where whoever he gets next,
it's gonna be handpicked. Yeah,
it's gonna be handpicked, and they're gonna kind of make the show what it is. Try to make it what it is, but I think part of what it became after Stephen A. wasn't, he wasn't on. Him and Skip wasn't on the same show on First Take no more. So I think Shannon made it what it was, Undisputed. Like everybody knew what Skip Bayless was. He's a dude that's gonna say some ridiculous stuff, hot take stuff, diss LeBron, talk about the Cowboys. That's just what he do. That's just what he do. Shannon brought something different to it, and I think that whoever he picks next, he's gonna try to tailor make them to be the opposition of him. So I don't know who he can get. He might can get. I know he can get Rob Parker, but I don't see
Spanish dude. He gonna get a Spanish dude. Watch.
Probably. That might be the move though.
He like that superiority, feeling. He like
that. Something we ain't never seen yet.
What's
We haven't seen nobody pick a woman for the debate show.
Where is Joy Taylor?
Well, I mean,
Joy
Taylor's at Fox.
Yeah, she don't speak. She got her own joint on Fox.
She's so.
He wanted.
I mean, I think someone. Joy Taylor's annoying. She's annoying, but
Joy
she's annoying. I want an athlete, right? I wouldn't mind seeing Monica McNutt across the table from Skip.
That's not bad.
A black woman that played basketball, that played sports, that know her stuff, that can articulate and not bad to look at, and then also she can neck roll and talk back to Skip when she needs to.
I got one for y'all. I would love to see it, because I think things went bad at the other network at ESPN for Sherry Champion.
Yeah, she's an analyst though. She's not nobody that's gonna be able to debate the sports though.
No, but I'm saying like she's been around sports for so long. You gotta know what you're talking about.
That's different. That's like saying Jared Jones been around sports for so long. I don't want to hear Jared Jones debate.
You know what, Mel? Like,
thanks, Mel, for just proving on my jest. And I'm just gonna shut up, man. Damn. Yeah, just know Joy Taylor. Damn it, shit. I don't know now.
Mel, to your point though, man. I don't want another black person to be getting disrespected on a daily basis by Skip.
I don't think. Sincere said Jamil Hill. I don't
I was gonna say next is Jamil Hill. But
I my God, she hates Skip with a passion though.
It might be some genuine fireworks if Jamil Hill got
she'll tear Skip up, bro.
Oh, that's the only way they can mix it up to make people actually tune in, because I don't think there's no man in the industry that we don't want to see. We only want to watch Skip, so you have to really shake something up to make us be like, oh shoot, that's interesting.
Hey, that's
because what Stephen A was able to do was have enough friends to say, hey, look, man, I need y'all to help support this show. So, okay, let's do a revolving door. Let's get Michael Irvin during the football season on Mondays. And on Tuesdays, let's get somebody that taught sports. And one day I'm going to have Magic. And then one day, that's how he kept his alive. Mm-hmm. Revolving door. Skip can't get a guess. Don't nobody want to come talk to Skip, so they can't even do that revolving door.
Yeah. I don't know. I just
wait. You want me to do what? Yeah, nah, I'm good. I'm good. I'm busy that day. Hey, can you check? Nah, I'm busy that day.
I guarantee you, and I say this, and then we'll move to the last topic. I guarantee you, as soon as the basketball season ends and it's Shannon Sharpe's last episode, I guarantee you, real early on, to try to get the black viewer back, he's gonna have Lil Wayne on the set.
Yeah, he might have him on next episode.
Yeah. Lil Wayne's on the way. Sincere said anyone who saw how Skip talked to Ump is not going to want to be. Yeah, exactly. Unless that bag is just that crazy. So I know some people that'll take it. Emmanuel Ocho, whatever his name is.
Both of the Ochos are terrible. Both of the Ochos are garbage.
Oh, there's more than one Ocho?
It's two Ochos. It's Emmanuel and
Sam's on ESPN. Yeah.
They
Yeah.
brothers?
Oh my,
Yeah.
yes, they are
you serious?
terrible.
Yeah.
Yes,
Sam Acho and Emmanuel Acho.
Yeah.
No way.
both-
Do they look alike?
Yes.
Yeah, they definitely favor each other.
favor.
I mean, they brothers. Like,
Bro, I did not know it was two of them.
Yeah.
I gotta look
Yeah.
this up.
Well,
I gotta
because
look this
up.
Sam usually he be on NFL Live when the A crew be on vacation and stuff like that.
Yeah, Sam Acho
They-
come on there. He the
Yeah.
B team.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Ryan Clark ain't
Clay,
gonna do
right?
it. Ryan Clark ain't gonna do it.
Hell
He
no.
ain't gonna do
Hell no. Ryan
He ain't
Clark
gonna
got
do
too
it.
much going on. He too good on
Yeah.
ESPN. He get called for everything football related, and he got
He
his
doing the Pivot
podcast.
podcast. Yep.
Pivot
Mhm.
With
podcast.
Daniel Cormier.
Exactly.
Oh, and the Pivot. So he got that. He got the Pivot, and he got his podcast with Daniel Cormier. He not leaving.
Yeah.
He not leaving nothing.
Nah.
Not to go talk to Skip.
And you're not gonna get Marcus Spears either because he cooking over there on NFL Live.
Nah,
Yeah,
Swagoo ain't going over there.
Swaggo ain't going over there. And I don't know if those two dudes would be as calm and cool and collected as Shannon was. Like,
Oh, you know
Ryan,
what? You know,
RC and Swagoo might have to throw hands right then and there. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying?
you know who he could get? Marcellus Wiley.
He
could
he said he making more money with his podcast.
Oh, he is?
Yeah,
Man.
and you know why he out because Emmanuel Acho snaked him. He talked about it on one of his first and second episode of his podcast. He described the whole thing. Go check it out. Go check out his podcast, Marcellus Wiley, on YouTube, and go to either episode 1 or 2 when he talked about what happened with him and Emmanuel Acho.
I did not know that.
Yeah. He said the whole time when he first showed up, the whole time he was working behind his back to steal the show from him.
And he did.
Jeez.
That's some cutthroat business.
Yeah.
Hey man, that
Yeah.
business is crazy.
Which is crazy. But yeah. Last topic, man. I was going through some podcasts and I'm listening, and Robert Horry was on All the Smoke. Did y'all hear what he said?
I didn't hear it.
All right, so they asked him about the teams he played on, and he started describing how all his teams had great big men. And he said the top 5 big men, I played with 3 of them: Hakeem, Shaq, and Tim Duncan. And it was like, okay, well, which one is him? Out of those 3, which one is him? And this is what he said.
All the other teams I played for, the one common denominator was great big men. Think about Shaq, Tim Duncan. And if you say right now, name the top 5 big men, I played with 3 of them. Yeah. Who's who? You play with 3 of them. Dream number 1 by far. We don't like to tell. Nobody want to talk about. I think you have these guys who are quiet. Think about it. Dream. He's a really quiet guy. You can't get him to do much, to say much. So we kind of veer away from him. We don't talk about him. But to me, if you look at what he put together, defensive player of the year, MVP in 1 season, all-time leading shot blocker, those things that you look at his history and what he's done for the game and how he started the game. This dude didn't play basketball growing up. Went to U of H where you think we all went to college where they're going to teach you. U of H, they just roll the ball out there and he went to work. And so I think what his body of work is just incredible. And he's just a good dude too, man. That's what you have to think about, a good dude.
So key words. He said it's a king by far.
By far. That's
Right.
crazy.
And
But
I heard Chris Broussard and Rod Parker talk about this on their podcast, and they were flat. They was appalled. They was like, first of all, Shaq has done way too much. Shaq was so dominant. Shaq got the ring. Shaq did this. Shaq did that. And it was like they pretty much said Shaq blows Hakeem out of the water. Tim Duncan is. As a matter of fact, this is what they said. They said Tim Duncan is 1, Shaq's 2, Hakeem is 3. Right. So my question to y'all is, do y'all think Robert Horry is correct in saying that Hakeem is the better player out of all those 3? If not, then tell me how y'all got it.
whew, listen, that's tough. Listen, for one, I'm not going to discredit Robert Horry because, like he said, he definitely played with all 3, and all 3 when they were those dudes, like when they were who made them who they are. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When I look at things a little subjective. I think we was talking about Jokic. Like when we talk about skill, I think we can no disrespect to Shaq, but skill wasn't his forte. His was sheer force.
Yep.
You know, with Hakeem, it was more skillful, like the mid-range jump shots, the turnarounds. In addition to him being skilled as a big man, he was a all-world defender, and so I get it. And so I'm not mad at the take. Skill-wise, I always think skills, like you were saying earlier, Mel, player versus player. You know, when you talk about who's the better player, we got to look at all things. We can't just look at what you were in the league around the team. Right. And so I'm not mad at that. I am not mad at him putting Hakeem first, because when you talk about skill, I still think Tim Duncan maybe, I got them 1 and 1A. But I think Shaq is under them, not because of disrespect to Shaq, but he just wasn't a skilled big man.
No.
He wasn't a skilled big man.
It's the difference between a Lamborghini and a diesel truck.
I don't know if I could have said that any better. That's exactly.
Yeah. Since you're hitting on what I was thinking, that's why I have no issue with it. I've always been a fan of Hakeem, and my thing is who did Hakeem beat to get one of those championships?
He definitely beat Shaq.
I mean,
would you say Shaq was in his prime, or a player that good? It don't matter if you're in your prime or not.
Well, at that time, Shaq was good enough that his name was in the NBA. So,
but he was that year he was a third-year player or a second-year player.
I think
he was a third-year player.
I think Hakeem putting the beats on Shaq helped Shaq get to his prime.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. They helped him get to LA too. He ran away from. He went straight to LA.
It helped him in more ways than one.
Yeah.
Yeah. So no, that's why I have no issue with the take, and I mean, especially when I'll take definitely Robert Horry's opinion on that. Especially, you seeing pretty much a glimpse of them as a person, as well as what are they putting into the game to get prepared for it, how they go about being a professional. So I mean, I kind of take that into account too. So yeah, I got no issue with it.
Yeah, Chris.
I'm kind of less informed on it, because around the time Hakeem was doing this thing, I was in a nutsack. So so I only really know.
I'd rather be inside a nutsack than on a pillowcase, because go ahead though.
Yeah. So I only really know the Shaq and Tim Duncan side of it.
Okay.
But I have seen highlights of Hakeem, and I know that's not really enough to basing or forming an opinion on. But from what I do know about Shaq was like Zoe said, just force, power, bearing down on you, shoulders in your chest, back down. Can't score it down there on them because he's sending everything. He's just a dominant force like that. But if you can have still a defensive presence and some offensive prowess and finesse, I'm gonna take that over just being a glass beater. You know what I'm saying? So Hakeem is a bit more, like you said, he's more skillful. He has more of an offensive prowess, a slightly deeper bag offensively than Shaq does.
Slightly.
Nah, it ain't slightly.
Okay, well, a deeper.
You talking about a Grand Canyon dog?
Yeah.
So a deeper offensive bag than Shaq does. So I would have to put Hakeem over Shaq, but I would also have to put Tim Duncan over Shaq.
Interesting.
I'm not mad at that,
because although Tim Duncan might not have been the defensive stalwart that Shaq was, he was still pretty good. And I mean, they don't call him the big fundamental for nothing. That man knows how to hit every corner of that box to get that ball in there.
And he had everything. That was crazy.
Yo.
He said,
Clip.
Oh, that's definitely getting clipped, bro.
Yo, come on, bro.
And Mel won't even send that to no AI to find that. He gonna find that personally. He already marked it. He said about one.
What time?
Wow. He said every corner.
Every corner. He gonna hit every corner of that box. That was great.
Y'all know what I meant, man.
No, I don't. No, we don't know what you mean.
Nah, we don't know what you meant.
The shooting square on a backboard. There we go.
Oh man,
the bullseye that they tell you in junior high.
Sure.
Oh man, but
that's
yeah,
funny.
Tim Duncan, man, he's a bucket. Like I don't care what anybody says. Tim Duncan was a bucket.
What Duncan and Shaq is about preference. I mean, all three of these dudes so good, man. It's ridiculous, man. But I'm telling you, Hakeem was another animal, but the same beast at the same time, man. And
Kobe, what does that mean?
Yeah, man, bro, I'm telling you, man, Hakeem was, dude. It wasn't nothing like him, man. And on the defensive end, even though Shaq was a big dude and agile and he got blocks, he was not that good of a defender like that. Like he was horrible on screening rolls. That's why Detroit took advantage of him on those screening rolls. He couldn't do much outside the paint. And then he was a good shot blocker, but when he was in LA and he started getting north of 300 pounds, he was not that good of a shot blocker. Yeah, he was a good shot blocker in Orlando.
Mm-hmm.
And Mutombo and Hakeem were better shot blockers than Shaq. And that's just where Dwight Howard is a better shot blocker than Shaq, So it's just so much to Hakeem. And then like if you think about it, like if you're trying to learn basketball and you're a 7-foot center that want to learn basketball, everyone's calling Hakeem because there's a well to be drawn from. With Shaq, you can't teach me how to be 300 pounds, agile and 7 foot. You can't teach me that, right? So what can Shaq teach someone? Like he sent his own son to someone else.
Mm.
You get what I'm saying? So it ain't much you can teach me from Shaq, but I can go to Hakeem, even if I'm a guard. I can learn the whole post game from Hakeem, the whole back to the basket game from Hakeem, the whole face up in the post from Hakeem. I can learn so much from Hakeem.
Who LeBron goes to go get a post game?
Hakeem. Dwight went to Hakeem.
Kobe
went to Hakeem.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So that kind of narrows it down for me. Like, do you have something that you can pass down, or was it just all about your size and your speed and your athleticism? So that's what it is.
I would say Luka could learn how to be 300 pounds, but he already got that on lock.
Luka been working out this offseason. I want to see what
man, I believe it when I see it come regular season.
The man gonna show up to training camp with a box of Krispy Kreme, man.
And the first sign to know you're dealing with a fat body is when they post their workout videos to let people know, hey, look, I'm working out. Yeah. But but the real people will let you know on opening night when they take their warm up off.
Take their warm up off and they slim and trim. Yeah.
So he posting them videos because if those videos catch enough traction and we start talking about it like he's working out and we go lay off of him calling him fat, he'll actually stop working out. Like, oh, my job is done. Like I changed the narrative. So my motivation for getting up the narrative has changed. I'm not getting up at 6 a.m. tomorrow. I already changed it. So since I saw Luka in Dallas last week at brunch, we both ate.
Okay, Sands here. He foolish, man.
You an idiot.
Foolish, dog.
This is a fool, bro.
Oh my God.
Luka showing up every year out of shape, man. Not getting conditioned until game 25, 30 of the regular season is just, it's tired. It's old. Like, come on.
It is old.
If you don't realize, like, you're
generous. I was going to say all-star break, but you.
Well, All-Star break is about like 50 games in. So
Yeah, exactly. You said 25, 30. I was like, you being generous, bro.
TBE.
Yeah. It's just like him and Jokic are putting on for the unathletic big boys, and I hate to see it because they making it seem like all you gotta do is just wake up and grab a basketball and you can make it to the NBA. And it's like, man, can y'all do something?
Check this out. And we did real good on time to get through them topics, man. So we got 10 minutes left before we hit an hour and a half. So I'm gonna do some quick hitters, man.
All right, let's do it.
Real quick hitters. Frank Vogel just got hired in Phoenix. Thoughts?
Oh man,
terrible selection.
The window is closed for Phoenix. The window is closed for Phoenix.
Terrible selection. They might as well have went and got Ja Morant's dad as coach if they was gonna do that.
Hey, where Josh sticking the blicky at and the penny loafers at? Where you sticking it at, huh? Come on, Demetrius.
Demetrius. I don't know why they.
So I take it y'all don't like it.
Come on, man.
What are they doing?
I would have preferred Nick Nurse over Frank Vogel.
Well, Philly got him first.
Philly got him first, but like,
Philly got Nick Nurse.
Yeah,
Philly got Nick Nurse.
Oh snap! Shout out to Monty Williams.
We'll get to that. We'll get to that. But y'all done cooking on Phoenix?
Yeah,
man.
Frank
Vogel.
They
went Frank Vogel.
Yes.
Listen. Phoenix will be a 4 seed off the strength of Devin Booker and Kevin Durant, and that's it.
Possibly. And they need more pieces around them. All right, but let me throw this out here. Frank Vogel was a competent coach in Indiana. He was a defensive mind. He had them boys playing defense, so I give him credit for that. They did win in the bubble. That team was playing defense. I think Frank Vogel's reputation got shot with the Westbrook trade. Not every coach can navigate those type of mishaps. And the Westbrook thing threw him out so bad, and he couldn't recover from it. He didn't have the tools in his toolbox to handle with what came with Westbrook, and I'm not gonna kill it. I just say I'll wait and see. I'm not in love with it, but I wait and see if he can install some type of good system.
We'll be cautiously optimistic.
Well, that's what I'm saying. But Mel said competent. So you just described the Kirk Cousins coaching in the NBA. So, competent,
That's true.
Yeah,
that's a good example.
Good comparison.
That's a good example. Yeah.
He'll win some games for you. You ain't getting the chips.
Yeah. But hold on. But
that was a good one.
But Kirk Cousins, if you give him who's the equivalent to Devin Booker and Kevin Durant in the NFL?
Cooper Kupp and Devontae Adams.
Right. So if you give Kirk Cousins those two guys, it looks a little different.
That's true too. Good point. That's a good point.
He looked different when with Jefferson and Diggs. So I get what you're saying. Okay.
Yeah, that's true. I get it.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, man. You open my eyes a little bit. I'm gonna watch.
There you go. Now open your wallet, baby. Cash App.
Hey.
Open your heart. Open your heart and your wallet, baby.
only open my wallet. They're butt cheeks these days, man.
Hey. By the way, that shipment just came. I just saw it on my phone. They overnighted that thing, man.
What shipment?
The sponsor.
Oh, so, nice.
Yeah.
Next, what you got?
Nick Nurse, Philly.
I mean, I kind of hang my hat on his only championship being that the Warriors were hurt. I think if the Warriors were healthy, Kawhi gets demolished. But he was in the right place at the right time. He has a lot more to work with in Philly than he did in Toronto. So I think he might be better than Doc. I don't think Nick Nurse has a choking record in Game 7s or playoffs. So we'll it's another one to keep an eye out for.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's a good pick. I think Nick Nurse is a good coach. I want to see what that roster looks like next year. I mean, with James Harden rumors and seeing where he's going to end up. I want to see what the roster look like because, I think that's ultimately what got him to say, you know what, the Raptors, we ain't finna win nothing with this roster as currently constructed. I want to see him coaching Embiid. I want to see what that looks like with him, but I do think he's a competent. I don't want to even use that word now that Mel. I don't even want to use it, but I think he's a good coach, and I think he was probably out of the batch of coaches, except for with the exception of Monty Williams, I think he was probably upper echelon as far as like who you want to bring in to coach your franchise. So I'm not mad at that pick, and I'm gonna be watching Philly next year.
Yeah. That's a good point right there too, Sincere. That defense scheme about to get a whole lot better because that's what Toronto was known for. But yeah, like Zoe said, man, it's gonna be real important what they do with Harden. And to be honest with you, I think it's time for Harden to go.
Dump him.
Harden is better suited being a point guard that you don't have to rely on points for. He can't be your number 2 guy that you're dependent on for points. He's past that stage. Yeah. That's why it was so perfect for him to be with Kyrie and KD because he could just be the point guard, and whatever points you get from him is found money, kind of like the same situation Drew Holiday was in Milwaukee, right? So he's got to go somewhere where he can do that, and if he get 30 from you, you're not expecting 30 to the next game either. You know what I'm saying? Because notice he couldn't do it back to back in this playoffs with Philly.
He couldn't, and everybody was expecting him to, especially when Embiid was starting to wear down because he's a big dude. Like, people got to understand. I learned this when the Hawks played the Sixers. Embiid is 7 foot 300 pounds. Run, because he's a big man, and eventually he's going to need somebody else to depend on, and they didn't have that. So, and Harden wasn't that for this year. So.
Well, it's because Embiid's playing defense and offense, so he's going to get gassed out. So that's it. So here's my thing with Philly, and as Zoe, you touched on it with it. I don't even think it matters, and I don't mean it in that way with who the coach is. To me, it all depends on how far Embiid is going to take him. Harden, that matchup, it's just not working. Obviously, you said it, Mel. It just didn't work, but. I just think they're not going to get right till they have another personality like Jimmy Butler. They let him walk out the door after you trade compensation for him, and
that looks crazy right now.
It looks dumb crazy, and now you done gone through how many? You went through Brett Brown, Doc Rivers, and now you're on your third coach, and in a matter of 7 years. So I mean, it to me, I'm not trying to disrespect Nick Nurse. I'm just saying in that position of that roster with Embiid there. How far is that going to go before they be like, man, we keep throwing every coach at the situation, every roster is not getting us nowhere. So at some point, you're like, yo, what's up?
So let me say this. Let me say this. People that's on the Toronto Raptors roster that was coached by Nick Nurse who are free agents this summer. Van Vliet is a free agent.
He'll be in Philly.
Gary Trent Jr. is a free agent. Will Barton is a free agent.
Might be in Philly too.
Right. Joe. I forgot how to Jakob Portal. I forgot how to say his name.
Jakob Portal.
Yeah, Jakob Portal. Yeah.
He's a free agent, and those are the big names from Toronto. So those are easy. Like you don't need you can literally go over there and say I'm not gonna overpay for Harden, and just tell Van Vliet to come right over there. Easy.
That's easy. And
money.
And Van Vliet he's more than competent. Point guard. He's more than competent. That's real. Since he's more than competent. That's an easy move for Nick Nurse to do. I think Jakob Poeltl is another big man, right? So he's probably like the center. There you go. Pick him up. So you definitely give Van Vliet, and then whatever. And you need another big man that can just be. A glass eater and beat up on another opponent center, let him get his rest because he's going to max out. So that's how you conserve him and keep him for majority of the bulk of your season and a playoff run.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Perfect. Last one, Monty Williams, Detroit. Highest paid coach in NBA history.
That man
Hey, so as the resident Pistons fan, I like it, but the only qualms I have about it is who is gonna play for him. They gypped us out of the number 1 overall pick, even the number 2 overall pick.
Y'all just had it 2 years ago. You don't like Cade Cunningham?
He ain't been able to play.
He'll be ready.
So we got Cade Cunningham, we got Jaden Ivey. I think Wembanyama would have been, or even Scoot Henderson. Either one of those two.
James Wiseman, you good, bro?
Yeah. Oh yeah, you do got Wiseman and you got Durant.
Yeah, bro. Y'all got so many high draft picks on that roster, and all of y'all are young. Yo, Monty Williams is in a good spot. That's why.
For sure. It's a good,
he's
but like
he's paid dude on the squad right now.
I just hope that Detroit is not talking, Monty, we need you to win now, or you got. So
no, they give him 6 years, man. They give him time, bro.
Yeah, but how often do you see these coaches that don't perform in the first couple of years finish that contract?
That's true. He just he was in the finals and didn't finish his.
Exactly. So it's not like it's not to say that Monty is a bad coach at all. Monty is a great, and I think he's going to be a great fit culturally for that team. I think he'll be able to get, because we are younger. You know, I think he'll be able to break through to those younger guys and finally like unlock the potential that Cade Cunningham has and Jaden Ivey, and develop James Wiseman even more, because James Wiseman is still young. You know what I'm saying? So I think, and then I gotta see what draft picks we have like in the future. You know what we have, because we made some trades a couple years ago to really get to this point. So I like the Monty pick. It's just gonna be a rough couple of first seasons. Like I don't expect. I expect more wins than what we've gotten recently. We only had 17 wins last season, but playoffs are still quite out of reach.
Plans y'all ceiling.
Playing, ooh,
that's your ceiling. Playing.
It took 40 something games to get to the play in this past year.
Yeah, 40 games.
Yeah, 40 games. Y'all can listen, in the next 2 years, y'all can get 40 games, bro.
Yeah, by year 3 or 4 of his contract, I think then the Pistons it also depends draft wise and what you do in free agency, what you do at trade deadlines, right? I give it the 4-year mark. Pistons will start being back in Eastern Conference relevancy.
That's fair. And if they give him that time to develop this young team, I think he can do it. Monty is a good developer of dudes. You know what I'm saying? He can. If that sounded crazy a little bit, pause just in case. But
the developer of all dudes.
But I think with the young talent that the Pistons got, I think he'll definitely, if they give him the correct time, which I don't think they would have gave him this bag if they didn't expect him to be there.
Was it 78?
Yeah, 78.
Something like that.
78 up to 100 with incentives.
Jeez.
Oh, I didn't hear that part. Golly.
So
bag.
And what's crazy is I know exactly where he gonna live at in Detroit too.
Yeah, if it goes RE2, it's an 8-year.
Hopefully not in Detroit, but go ahead.
Oh no, hey, Matthew Stafford is I think his house is still for sale.
He can afford it though.
Yeah, Matthew Stafford off in the suburbs somewhere. So
okay. That's crazy. But yeah, if they give him the time, man, I think he can develop that. Like, y'all have a lot of young pieces. And because y'all got a lot of young pieces, I think that, hey, develop this team. If he can get them to Eastern Conference playoff team, I think that's a win. And then you start to look to see if we can trade for a big piece, or we can start moving into turning it into a contender. So I think I see the long-term vision. And I think that's why they paid him so much, because he went in there saying,
big dog. Pour that bag big. Hey, I can actually see this being like a Mike Brown Sacramento type of turnaround.
Ooh, that's lofty. And I know the Pistons. The best thing we got is those teal jerseys right now. So that's real.
So I would kind of agree with you, but I don't have a lot of faith in Jaden Ivey. I think he's a chicken with a head cut off, Russell Westbrook style of player, right? So I don't have a lot of faith in him. Cade Cunningham, his rookie season, he started slow because he's a guy that can shoot, and he was having trouble with the NBA 3 at first. But his second year, or not his second year, but toward the second half of his rookie season, he came alive, right? So I have to see how Cade come back. I think Cade is the type of player who could make that leap and lead a team, kind of like De'Aaron Fox did. But look how long it took De'Aaron Fox for 4 years before Mike Brown got there. So you got Fox.
Trade.
Yeah, so you got Fox as a young engine, but then you got Sabonis as a vet, and I don't see the vet on Detroit right now. They got Durant, who's an athletic big down there, but he's also young. They got Wiseman, also young. They all developing.
Everybody young and under everybody on that roster.
Sadiq Bey was like, "Yo, get me out of here," because everybody's still young. They don't know how to win yet.
Yeah,
whole team full of Ja Morants,
minus the gun.
They might need it in Detroit.
Wow. Hey, we're on the up and up, man. God,
that and they got to carry a water filter around, boy, because you can't drink water out there.
Flint. It's only in Flint. Okay, it's just in Flint. Flint is 45 minutes away. It's almost. It's Flint.
It's close enough, man. If you go in somebody's house and you got one room with a turd on the floor, I don't need to see the next room.
I don't even know what.
Hey, not too much slander on my city now.
I love Detroit though. What up, though?
Hey, what up?
Not too much slander on my city, man. And you know what? We on the up and up, man. Why? Because of that team that plays at Ford Field. Let's go, baby. And I'm gonna see you. I'm gonna see you, Ma. I'm gonna see you, Lamar. I'm gonna see you, Lamar. I'm gonna see you. I'm gonna see you. I'm gonna see you. I'm gonna see you.
Man, y'all silly,
man. I got a quick question before we go though. Quick question.
All right, go.
Have we seen the last of Doc Rivers?
No. I just read he removed his name from the Phoenix Suns job. So he probably would have got the hire if he kept his name in the hat. So yeah. Doc either he might be wanting to take a year off this time. But we ain't seen the last of him for sure. If he want to coach, he can coach.
Well, okay, let me ask you this, Mel. Then what job you think he eyeing next year? Because somebody got to be on the hot seat, and he's probably looking at a job or a team like, yo,
I don't know.
That might be the squad.
That's a good question. He need to come on down. He need to come to Charlotte though. If he want, if you want to be real, come on down to Charlotte.
Didn't they just go back to Clifford?
Or
they did, yeah.
Or
why they double back? MJ, what does MJ do?
They couldn't find nobody. LaMelo and Borrego was beefing too much. You remember Borrego wasn't even playing Melo his rookie season that much. He would pull him out the game. He'll turn the ball over and he'll pull him out. You know what I mean? Yeah. Same thing Mike Malone was doing to Michael Porter Jr. his first year. But yeah, man,
I ain't gonna lie, man. Tibbs might be on the hot seat this season.
Tibbs, he shouldn't be coaching no more. He's a assistant.
Yeah, those type of dudes. I agree.
Yeah,
I agree.
And if you want to be real, Steve Kerr might be on the hot seat soon.
Oh, nope. I'll tell you this. Listen, I'll tell you this.
Two things. Bob Myers is gone, right? That's the GM. That's the guy. So that thing is breaking up. The new guy is not gonna be that loyal to everybody. The big three or Steve Kerr, they're not gonna be that loyal to him. Whoever the new GM is. Now, I'll let to say this. Steve Kerr had a great assistants put around him. He had a great team, right? Assistant coaches. Mike Brown was one of them. Mike Brown is a defensive genius. Mike Brown left and went to Sacramento. When Mike Brown left, the Warriors defense left too. Right?
That's not a bad point.
So how good it, and then on top of Steve Kerr saying, if we lose Draymond, there's one guy, right? If we lose Draymond, and Draymond is equivalent to Horace Grant or Dennis Rodman for the Bulls. He's not Curry, and he's not Durant, right? And he's not Jordan or Pippen, right? So imagine if Phil tell you, if we lose Horace Grant, we're not a championship team no more.
That's why they keeping Draymond. That's the only defense they got left.
If we lose Dennis Rodman, we're not a championship team anymore. Imagine telling your GM that, and you supposed to be the coach that's a Hall of Famer, and you still got Curry or Jordan, and you telling I can't create a championship team if we lose Draymond. Imagine it. And that's what Kerr told them. I can't have a championship squad if we lose Draymond. So you telling me as a coach you can't figure something out with Curry?
Damn.
Nah, he can.
Yeah.
Here my thing about it is I think Steve Kerr has done enough that he'll leave on his own terms. He won't get fired.
Yeah. Okay.
He's done. He's done.
Bob Myers left on his own terms too, and there's a lot of people that left on their own terms and got fired at the same time.
No, like I hear you, but I think like Steve Kerr. I mean, come on now, 4 championships in 8 years.
I can't win without Draymond.
I don't know why he said that.
Okay, well, let me find a coach that can.
And you know what? On the field, on the court, I love what Draymond brings to the squad. I love what he brings to the squad, but to say I can't win without him when I got the greatest shooter of all time on my team
that's wild. That's wild.
Crazy to say.
When did he say this? Because this is new.
That was right after they got eliminated, bro. Right after they got eliminated.
It was the exit interview. They was asking him about Draymond's contract situation, being on the last year, blah blah blah, whoop wop the bam, and Draymond was of course saying the same thing on his podcast, saying that I want to be back, and a part of me thinks
he won't max money though. You're
not getting.
But you're not a max guy.
Draymond is smart, dude. Like he not no max player, man. He knows that, but he'll lobby for it. And if you got people like Steve Kerr saying stuff like that.
They'll lobby they lobbying for him.
My thing about Draymond is you're only as good as you are because of the team that you're on. You 100%. You go to 29. You go to the other 29 teams, and you're a bench role player at best.
Jay Crowder without the 3.
At best, at best.
Damn.
You're only as good as you are because you just happen to just fall into the system in Golden State and work.
Perfect.
That system is not viable anywhere else. Detroit doesn't run that system. OKC doesn't run that system. Notice I'm saying all the trash teams, like even the better teams are better than the Warriors because they have a better system than that. You don't fit into none of those systems.
The role that Draymond Green is playing for his team is defensive enforcer and locker room emotional leader. Right, those are 2 roles they're playing. And if you look at the guys who play,
Udonis Haslem getting playing time.
He's Udonis Haslem. He's PJ Tucker. He's Jay Crowder. He's those guys, and those guys aren't max players
at all.
Exactly. I think that's why Draymond is lobbying to stay with Golden State because he knows he's a smart dude. Listen, basketball wise, I'm not taking.
LeBron bring him to LA. He'll pay him down there. They buddies now.
I don't even know. He has been. He been all over.
We all clutch now. Yeah.
For the past couple of years, but I just don't know why. I mean, I don't know why. I don't know what Draymond would do in a Laker uniform. If you still got AD and LeBron, and then Draymond. I mean, what that team gonna do? Like, honestly.
If I see Draymond in a Laker uniform with LeBron and AD, I'm not only am I packing all my Lakers hats, I'm done with them, bro.
I can tell you exactly what Draymond in a Lakers uniform would do.
Done with it, man. Like what are we
exact
doing?
Same thing they did this year. Nothing.
Basically, exactly.
They just go. Hey, listen. It's gonna be a quicker exit to Cancun.
Yeah, with a lot of wasted money, man. But all right, man, that's everything, man. We're almost 145, man. I appreciate everybody for tuning in, man. Catch us on the next episode. Definitely the full panel will be back Friday, but you might see some stuff pop up in between there, especially pregame or postgame for the finals. But for the full panel Friday, we'll see y'all next time. Peace. Hey, Zo, don't go nowhere.